There is a story that needs to be told about how Nigeria got here. Not the story you've been hearing, not the one about fuel subsidy or floating exchange rates or even bad policies. The real story, the one about how a group of men came together in 2013, sold Nigerians a dream called change, and then spent 8 years systematically destroying the country. And now, even though the architect of that destruction is gone, his party is still in power, still using the same playbook, still selling the same lies. Before the end of this video, you'll find out how Tinubu is not the real genesis of the problem of Nigeria, but Buhari, and how his shadow still lives in the Nigerian system even after his death. Before we ride on, don't forget to like and subscribe. In February 2013, three major parties, the Action Congress of Nigeria, led by Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the Congress for Progress Change, led by Muhammadu Buhari, and the All Nigerian People's Party, met in Lagos. Individually, none could defeat People's Democratic Party, the PDP, which had ruled Nigeria since 1999. So they decided to merge. In February 2013, All Progressive Congress APC was born, but this wasn't about shared values or vision. It was marriage of convenience. Tinubu wanted influence in the southwest, Buhari in the north, and Atiku Abubakar, who joined later, aimed for national power. Governors sought control over state resources and immunities. They united not for democracy or good governance, but to defeat the PDP and then divide power among themselves. By 2015, the APC had built a machine. They went into every state, recruiting anyone who could deliver votes for them. It didn't matter if you were corrupt or if you had failed as governor before then. Rochas Okorocha in Imo State, Adam Oshimolo in Edo State, Nasiru El-Rufai in Kaduna, then Rotimi Amechi in Rivers State. Some had been in PDP modes before. No doubt, ideology didn't matter, winning did, and who cares about integrity? Then they sold Nigerians a story, change, and integrity. A man named Muhammadu Buhari who couldn't be corrupted, videos of his simple life, declaration of his assets, no foreign account. After 16 years of PDP with Boko Haram, a stagnant economy, and rampant corruption, everyone thought Goodluck Jonathan was weak. So when Buhari came, they promised change. Nigerians didn't just vote, they believed in him. That's where science and wonders began. Flashback to March 28, 2015, Buhari won the presidential election, and for the first time in Nigerian history, an opposition party defeated the ruling party in a democratic election. Nigerians celebrated like they had just been released from prison, but what they didn't know was that they had just elected their own destruction. This is the sign that came quickly from Buhari's governance. Buhari took 6 months to appoint ministers. 6 months. While other countries were responding to global economic shift, Nigeria had no cabinet, no ministers for finance, trade, petroleum, nothing at all. And when he finally appointed them, something became very clear. This wasn't government of competence, it was government of loyalty. People who had funded the campaign got rewarded. People who had delivered votes got positions. It didn't matter if they were qualified, but the people still had hope. Maybe the cabinet was weak, but Buhari himself was strong. Maybe he could fight corruption and fix the economy. Then came the second sign. In 2016, Nigeria entered a recession time, the first recession in 25 years. Oil prices had crashed, foreign reserves were falling, and Naira was collapsing. And instead of responding quickly, instead of devaluing Naira in a controlled way like economists advised, Buhari resisted. He said the Naira was fine. He said devaluation would hurt Nigerians. But the market didn't care what Buhari said. The Naira collapsed anyway, from 197 to 300 Naira, then 350 to 400. And because the government waited too long to act, the crash was worse than it needed to be. Business is shut down, jobs became hard to get. Inflation also started climbing. But Buhari didn't take responsibilities. He blamed Jonathan's government. He blamed oil prices. Everyone took blame except himself. And that became the theme of his presidency. Nothing was ever his fault. He made sure to let Nigerians know in interviews that he honored. Then came the third sign. And this one revealed painful wonders of everything. In 2019, Buhari appointed Godwin Emefiele as central bank governor for a second term. Now, Emefiele has been CBN governor since 2014 under Jonathan. He wasn't an APC man, he was a banker, professionally quiet and technical. But somewhere along the line, Emefiele stopped being a central bank governor and became something else. He became Buhari's financier. Under Nigerian's law, The central bank lent money to the federal government in emergencies. It's called ways and means, but there are limits to it. The central bank can only lend up to 5% of previous year's revenue, and the government is supposed to pay back within a year. Buhari and Emefiele ignored that rule. By 2023, ways and means borrowing had reached up to 25 trillion naira. 25 trillion in naira. That's not 5% of revenue. That's not a temporary emergency loan. That's the central bank printing money and handing it over to the government. And what happens when you print over 25 trillion without producing anything? Inflation takes over. So when people ask why prices are so high, why the naira is worthless, why Nigerians can't afford food, this is why. Buhari and Emefiele flooded the economy with fake money, and now Nigerians are paying for it. But here is the part that should make you more angry. While Buhari was printing over 25 trillion naira domestically, he was also borrowing billions of dollars internationally from China, the World Bank, and from Eurobond market. By the time Buhari left office, Nigeria's total debt had gone from 12 trillion to over 77 trillion. And debt serving, the money Nigerians paid just to service those loans, had consumed over 90% of government revenue. 96%. That means for every 100 naira Nigerian earned, 96 went to creditors. Only 4 was left for everything else. So when you see hospitals without equipment, schools without teachers, road collapsing, that's why. The money is gone. Buhari consumed it all, and Nigeria is still paying for it, even up to today. But the economic destruction was only part of the story, because while Buhari was destroying the economy, he was also destroying institutions, including the police, the judiciary, and electoral system. Under Buhari, police brutality became so bad that young Nigerians took to the streets in October 2020. NSAS, you remember that? Peaceful protesters demanding an end to police killings. And what did Buhari government do? They sent soldiers to Lekki Gate, and those soldiers opened fire on armed protesters. The government denied it. They said nobody died, but Nigerians saw the videos. We saw the blood. We saw the bodies. And when Nigerians demanded accountability, Buhari did nothing. The soldiers who shot protesters, the consequences, the system that allowed it to happen is still in place. So in 2023, Buhari's final year, he did something that seemed odd but makes sense somehow. He let Emefiele resign the naira with new notes, colors, and strict deadlines. Return old notes by January 31, or they become worthless. But the central bank didn't print enough new cash. ATMs were empty, banks ran out, POS agents had no money, businesses shut down. People even died in hospital because they couldn't pay, and doctors went even on strike. All this happened in 2 weeks before the presidential election. No doubt, many believe it was meant to hurt Bola Tinubu's and sabotage the APC. Maybe, but it's not clear even up till now. But what is clear is that Buhari's last major policy caused Nigerians to suffer, and he refused to extend the deadline despite pleas. That was Muhammadu Buhari, a man who watched his citizens struggle and still insists he was right. In conclusion to all this, history will not be kind to Muhammadu Buhari because he didn't just fail. He destroyed Nigerians' foundation, our economy, and institutions, including the fragile trust of Nigerians in better future. Tinubu removed fuel subsidy and crashed the naira just like Buhari did. Billions are being borrowed, and the sufferings of Nigerians persist every day. No doubt, the APC isn't a political party. It's a system designed to extract wealth from Nigerians while keeping Nigerians poor and powerless. What if the APC wins again? If Tinubu gets another 4 years, what do you think will happen? If this administration continues to rule, would there even be a Nigerian left to save? Or would we finally admit that the APC, from Buhari to Tinubu, whoever comes next, was the worst thing that ever happened to Nigeria? Would there be a real change? If you love the truth and want to be part of the truth, don't forget to like and subscribe. What's your take about this? Drop your comment. Until next time, bye for now.